All right, so I'm going to show you a quick video of how I stain the skeletons or skeleton dog or any of the skeletons actually. I've done my 12 footers, I've done the dogs, I've done the 7 foot, done a couple of the small ones. But I just want to show you what products I use, and then I'm going to have a time lapse video of me actually doing one of the 5 foot skeleton dogs from Home Depot. Um, just showing you the methods that I use. Uh, so here's the products. So I just use regular wood stain. The colors I have here are just different colors throughout. I mix them sometimes. Just make sure you mix oil based with oil based and non with non, which would be regular water based. Um, the 1 hour quick coat definitely goes on thicker and dries obviously faster. Um, so definitely want to make sure that you're doing that in cooler weather. Otherwise, it does dry pretty quick. These are definitely thinner, so it will run a little bit more. Takes a little bit longer to dry, but you can coat the good amount of them before you have to really wipe it off and dab it off. So your wood stains, um, believe it or not, this barn red looks really good when you go over it with a brown or vice versa. Do the brown and then go over it with the red. So yeah, just play with some colors. I got all these and just played with it. Chip brushes, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, whatever you feel you need. This is just one I had laying out, so it was a 3 inch. I use that for the bigger, sections. I use that in the 1 inch mainly because that's what I have in stock right now. And then wiping cloth. So you're gonna, coat your skeleton or product, and you're gonna use a wiping cloth afterwards to wipe as much or as little off as you want. So it looks like I started staining the head before I started the video, but that's all right. So what we're doing here is obviously applying the stain. I'm using the 3 inch over the bigger pieces, just making sure I coat it as good as I can, going in between everything, going in, inside the rib cage as much as you can, and left, right, inside, outside, all that good stuff. Here, I am taking one of the towels and just kind of dabbing it to absorb the excess stain. The more you dab it or wipe it or put pressure against it, the more stain will come off, so it'll be lighter. The key is keeping it consistent throughout the whole piece that you're working on, or as close as you can. Obviously, we know that this is Halloween. Nothing's perfect in Halloween. So again, basically just try to keep it consistent so the whole prop looks like it's been sitting out in the wild or nature or whatever, decaying for the same amount of time, and not the head being nice and clean and the rest of the parts being all dirty. So just keep it consistent as best you can. That's pretty much the process for the whole thing. Uh, you know, Wipe it on or brush it on. You can use a rag to put it on. The smaller parts, it is easier with a brush. But like the 12-foot skeletons that I did, those bones are a lot bigger. Um, it was easy for me to just take the rag and wipe it on there as well. So whatever you feel comfortable with. I like the brush. I don't think it uses any more or less, but whichever. It's just a time-consuming process. Stain will get everywhere, so make sure you have something down and clothes you don't care about. I actually somehow got stain all over my eyeglasses and didn't realize that it got on there until it's too late. So just make sure that you prepare for all that mess. So here I am spraying the underside of his mouth, inside the eyes, inside the rib cage. That was a quick transition of the video. And now I'm doing the legs. As you can see there, I'm using a bigger brush. It goes on a lot faster. So just remember the fact that you can get more done because it does go on faster. You're not dealing with all the ribs and everything. You'll be able to get more done, but then you also still have to wipe that much off. So just be cautious on your time. And as you can tell here, I'm seeing some ribs that I might have wiped a little too light. Didn't really match the color, so I'm touching up as I'm going, adding a little here and there, and then wiping it off as usual. So it is a long, tedious process. It does move by. It does start to go faster, especially the more you do. Probably your first one, you're going to be more cautious. You're trying to get every single piece of it with the brush or with the rag. But you'll notice as you're going through and you're wiping things off, whatever's on your rag will be able to go, get those little tiny spots that you do miss. So, obviously try to coat it the best you can on the first round, but there's ways to get to it afterwards. So that's how you'll speed up your process. The 12-foot skeletons, these guys are the longer ones, I think. The 5-foot guys go pretty quick, except for the rib cages. The rib cages flat out suck. No matter what you do. I know people that take the cages off and do the insides that way. I'm not doing all that. I'm going to sit there and do it the way it is and call it a day. Eventually, we'll corpse the skeletons and stuff like that as well. So I'm not worried about the inside of the cages. But that's a pretty good shot of what the color is, the color differences. You saw the one leg compared to the rest of the body with the lighting in there. So sorry for the long video, but I wanted to show a video from start to finish in a time lapse. I think overall this took me an hour to do from start to finish. Just tell me what you guys think. Let me know. And happy haunting.